Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm on the way to Devil Developments again. So in the last video about this car, my Audi TT project, you would have seen that we've basically put it to stage 3 now. So it's running about 440 horsepower, 500 and something plus Newton meters of torque. It is absolutely bonkers.
I've never felt an acceleration like that in the car before.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's absolutely mad.
Oh, yeah. I was just like silent. I was like, my lips stuck up my teeth. Yeah, that was fast.
And having kind of been driving it around for a bit now, I'm kind of getting used to the car. Like the drive dynamics are totally different to what it was before. You know, not really that much more lag, but you know, another 100 horsepower on top of basically what we had before. So these engines are nuts, like what you can do. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. But yeah, so it's running like an IS38, well, it's actually an L380X turbo from LITTCO. So this is like a hybrid turbo, better flow, more reliable, better bearings, everything else. So super awesome turbo. As I say, it clocked about 440 horsepower on the dyno. There was some weird stuff going on with the dyno run that we did, where basically the first run it was sort of just over 400 horsepower, but Ben changed something to get a little bit more out of it. Well, actually like 40 horsepower more. It was kind of like being easy on the torque at the beginning, and kind of creating a curve, a throttle kind of curve that would basically bring in the torque slowly, and it kind of ramped up. And this was like managing the heat of the engine because it was getting quite hot. So there's a couple of things that basically he said that we could do to this to make it even better. I mean, 440 is not to be sniffed at. Like this thing is absolutely rapid, and I actually like the way it drives. So it's like a naturally aspirated sort of curve, I suppose. It kind of brings the power in slowly, and then it kind of ramps up. So like a naturally aspirated car. You're not getting like massive surges of torque down below or anything like that, which is probably better for the engine actually. But yeah, basically it kind of just brings in that power, and the torque was the brake horsepower was actually calculated right at the end. So the maximum power was kind of right at the end of the rev range there. But anyway, what we're going to do today is I've actually had a couple of shutdowns on this car, right, where it was really hot. Basically I was getting intake temperatures of like 60-70 degrees, which is pretty ludicrous. During that really hot period in the UK, we've had over here nearly 40 degrees, like outside ambient air temperatures. So yeah, I've had basically like a hard limp mode. Sounds funny, but yeah, like a hard limp mode triggered on this, which really was pretty scary when it happened, because what happens on this, and no one I've spoke to has had this problem. It's really weird, like the sort of hard limp mode, where at full throttle, wide open throttle, foot flat to the floor, you know, absolutely going for it, in like second gear or something like that. So you're effectively like, you know, moving away from you're not moving away from a start, but rolling off, like a rolling start type thing. Yeah, it basically just got to the full, as soon as the revs go right up into the red line, it would just go drive system full on the screen, bleep at you, then basically turn off, red tacho, you know, around the outside of the rev counter, and then it would, yeah, basically just shut down. And to get it back on, you had to just like completely cycle the power of the car, which when it first happened I was like, oh no, I've done it, I've blown the engine. You know, I'm kind of prepared for things to go wrong because it is running a lot of power now, like, you know, twice the amount of power that it did from the factory. Sorry about this sat nav, by the way. But yeah, so that's a weird one. And when I scanned the OBD, scanned for fault codes, and it was coming up cam actuator out of range, I think, something like this. So originally we thought, hang on a minute, it could be the solenoids on the you know, this is me like sort of, you know, talking to people and trying to self-diagnose things. Could be like the actuators, they're like solenoids on the cam shift, because it obviously has variable timing on these engines. So yeah, something like that. You know, it was doing it on like 3 cylinders. It was getting a fault on cylinder 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I don't know. We were like, what is this problem? But like everything, like these faults could come up, and it could be because of something else. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things that it could be. So that's what I'm on the way now to just go and see Ben and just get it on the dyno and see what happens. But funnily enough, I mean, I'm on intake temperatures now, using my little P3 gauge here. I can read the intake temperatures. It's like 35 degrees intake temperature, which is, you know, absolutely fine. Like, you know, that's pretty in range. That's normal. Obviously I've got the AirTech intercooler in here as well, so that's obviously, you know, doing its job. But yeah, so there's something a bit odd going on. Is it the heat? Is the engine, are we getting heat soak and that's what's causing the problem? Anyway, I'm off to see the experts to find out what this problem could be. But other than that, you know, now these temperatures are back down to sort of normal. It's going running like a dream, so there's no problem now. So this is a problem. I'm hoping we can just have a chat about it and work out what needs to happen. Maybe, you know, is it the injectors as well? Like maybe there's not enough fuel. And I'm running standard injectors. Ben did say that there was, you know, they were right on the limit. So I'm fully prepared to just go full send on some new injectors today. Like if that's gonna, you know, help or give me some more power. It'd be nice to drive 2.5 hours, you know, either way and come back with a good result rather than, you know, him having to turn the power down. That would suck a bit. But anyway, we're on the way now. I've just done 7 minutes of chatting. Let's see what happens. On the way back now, guys, and it's all fixed, all resolved. Look at this, how nice is this? I just pulled over. These roads around here are absolutely amazing. It's such a little picturesque place. I love coming this way. As soon as you get off the M25 going the A3 and coming to this bit, it's absolutely lovely. Yeah, so basically Ben's fixed it. He said he's changed a few things with the mat, and he's also changed some stuff with the DSG as well, just like toned it down just slightly, not the power, like it's still running the same power and everything, but yeah, the gear shifts are a lot more, seem a bit more smoother now. So I think he's kind of just tweaked it. He said it was very similar, the mat was very similar to what he had on what he's got on the Club Sport Golf, which is running like 600 horsepower. But yeah, he's done some tweaking to get it running right, and it does drive better now. I don't know, it just feels more refined. It feels a lot more refined. It feels like it's kind of meant to be this powerful, whereas before it felt like, you know, like I don't know how to explain it, but I'm going to drive it around a bit more anyway. Obviously I've got the rest of the journey to go. It's like another hour and a bit back, but I thought I'd just stop here because it's just such a nice place, and maybe get some shots of the car as well.